The recent developments in South Africa's immigration and home affairs policies have garnered significant attention, especially with the new Home Affairs Minister, Leon Schreiber, taking bold steps to address the ongoing challenges. Among the most pressing issues is the backlog of visa applications, a problem that has been magnified by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. With over 100,000 visa applications currently pending, including those for work permits, study permits, and permanent residency, the Department of Home Affairs is facing a monumental task. Minister Schreiber's decision to extend a temporary concession, allowing foreigners to remain in South Africa until the end of the year while their visa, waiver, and appeal applications are processed, is a move that many see as both necessary and compassionate. This extension provides a critical lifeline to thousands of individuals and families who might otherwise be forced to leave the country, disrupting their lives and livelihoods. The impact of this decision is far-reaching, touching various sectors of the economy and society. The backlog in visa processing has been a significant issue for South Africa, particularly in sectors that rely heavily on skilled foreign workers. For example, the technology industry, a cornerstone of the country's economic growth, depends on foreign expertise to drive innovation and development. The delays in visa processing have caused disruptions, with companies struggling to fill critical roles and maintain their competitive edge. By allowing these skilled workers to stay in the country while their applications are processed, the government is ensuring that the contributions of these individuals to the economy are not interrupted. But the decision to extend the concession is not just about economics, it also reflects a recognition of the human element involved. Many of the affected foreigners have built their lives in South Africa, with families, homes, and social ties deeply rooted in the country. Forcing them to leave while their applications are still being processed would create unnecessary hardship and instability. The extension provides a sense of security and continuity, allowing these individuals to continue their lives without the looming threat of deportation. This decision, however, is not without its challenges. The backlog itself is a symptom of deeper issues within the Department of Home Affairs, including understaffing, outdated technology, and bureaucratic inefficiencies. These problems have been exacerbated by the pandemic, which disrupted normal processing times and created a surge in applications. The department has acknowledged these challenges and is taking steps to address them, including hiring additional staff, implementing new technology, and establishing task forces dedicated to clearing the backlog. Stakeholders across various sectors have welcomed the extension, recognizing the relief it brings to those affected. Business groups like the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry have praised the move, highlighting its importance for companies that rely on foreign workers. Educational institutions have also expressed support, noting that the extension allows international students to continue their studies without interruption. However, the extension is not a permanent solution, and there are concerns about what will happen when it expires at the end of the year. Critics argue that while the extension provides temporary relief, it does not address the underlying issues that led to the backlog in the first place. There are calls for a comprehensive overhaul of the visa processing system, including improvements in staffing, technology, and overall efficiency, to prevent similar situations from arising in the future. In a parallel development, the issue of corruption within the Department of Home Affairs has also come under the spotlight. Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Njabulo Nzuza, has issued a stern warning to officials who collude with undocumented foreigners to provide them with fraudulent South African identity documents. This crackdown on corruption is a critical component of the government's broader efforts to restore integrity and trust in the country's immigration system. Corruption within the Department of Home Affairs has been a long-standing issue, with numerous reports of fraudulent activities, including the illegal issuance of South African identity documents to undocumented foreigners. The scale of this problem is significant, with estimates suggesting that thousands of fraudulent documents have been issued over the years. This not only undermines the integrity of the immigration system but also poses serious security risks. Deputy Minister Nzuza's warning comes in the wake of several high-profile corruption cases within the department. In one particularly egregious case, a senior official was arrested for allegedly facilitating the issuance of over 500 fraudulent identity documents. This case underscores the depth of the problem and the urgent need for action. In response, the Department of Home Affairs has established a dedicated anti-corruption unit with the authority to investigate and prosecute cases of corruption. This unit is equipped with extensive powers, including the ability to subpoena documents and interview witnesses. Since its inception, the unit has made significant progress, with several officials arrested and charged with corruption. The department has also implemented a series of reforms aimed at improving transparency and accountability. These include the introduction of new technology to track and monitor the issuance of identity documents and the implementation of stricter controls and oversight mechanisms. For instance, all applications for identity documents are now subject to a rigorous verification process, which involves cross-checking with other government databases to ensure the authenticity of the applicant's information. The crackdown on corruption is also being supported by a public awareness campaign designed to encourage citizens to report any suspicious activities. This campaign includes a confidential hotline for anonymous reporting, which has already led to an increase in the number of reports being received. This influx of information has been invaluable to the anti-corruption unit, helping to identify and address cases of corruption more effectively. The impact of these measures is already visible. There has been a noticeable decrease in the number of fraudulent identity documents being issued since the crackdown began. This progress is a positive sign that the Department of Home Affairs is making headway in its fight against corruption. However, given the scale of the problem, the road ahead remains long and challenging. The department will need to remain vigilant to ensure that corruption does not re-emerge in the future. The crackdown on corruption within the Department of Home Affairs has broader implications for South Africa's immigration system as a whole. By addressing the issue of fraudulent identity documents, the government is helping to ensure that the system is fair, transparent, and effective. This is crucial not only for maintaining public confidence, but also for the effective enforcement of immigration laws. Fraudulent identity documents undermine the integrity of the system, making it more difficult to manage immigration effectively. By taking a strong stand against corruption, the government is taking a significant step towards ensuring that the immigration system is robust and reliable. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.